So we're kind of in between names. I don't know if we're calling it the Go-Go Pod or the Choose Your Sound Podcast.
Choose Your Sound Podcast. You like that? The Go-Go Pod?
We'll talk about it later. But
you know what? No, look, let's vote right now. All right? I know y'all lying. I'm gonna vote right now. Excuse me. All right, everybody in favor of Go-Go Pod, put your hands in the air right now.
Go-Go Pod, hands in the air.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. Put
Choose
it down.
Your Sound Podcast, hands in the air.
Oh, right there. And I'm gonna put mine up there too. Okay. It looks like it's a split decision. We'll figure it out later.
Okay, it's looking like nobody knows yet.
Go ahead.
It's all right. So we're back to the show. If we could please have quiet. If you're not gonna sit, that's fine. If you have to have a conversation, please have it outside the door. We are recording. We are live. And so we want to show these alumni the same respect that we showed the alumni in Chicago. Their voices are just as valid. Thank you very mucho. All right, who do we have here? Let's go, we can start right here.
Okay. Do I answer all the questions first?
So you can give us your name, how long you've been with Go-Go, and
give us your age.
Your age, and if you don't mind throwing in your artistic medium, because we did not get that from the last crew.
Okay, I'm Atlas. I'm 18 years old. I joined Go-Go about 3 years ago, and I am mainly a vocalist, but this year I picked up drums.
All right, now you better come on, Atlas. That's what I'm talking about.
Picked it up and slammed it.
Oh, there you go. Next, go ahead, please. Yes, you.
Yes, please.
All right. Hi, I'm Kevin. I've been with Go-Go for 2.5 years, I think is a safe bet, around like 22, 28, 21. I play guitar, and yeah, that's me.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 18.
Okay.
Nice of you to ask, Jay Howard.
Oh, all right. All right, now make some noise. Make some noise. Go right ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jaden Holmes. I've been in Go-Go since 8th grade, so it's 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
And I would say my artistic medium, I'm an aspiring audio engineer, but I also play bass, guitar, songwrite, and I record everything I do. So.
Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Make some noise.
Let's go, multidisciplinary.
Self-sustaining and self-sufficient. That's what I'm talking about. Last but not least.
Hello, everybody. I am Ari. I am... Wow. How old am I? Okay. Old enough. Sorry. Okay. And the following. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So
how
what's
long
your
you
medium?
been?
Okay. How long? 5 almost. 5.
Okay. About 5 years. And you didn't want to tell us your age. I remember I used to lie about my age too. All right. You know, y'all got it. No problem. I used to try to, tell the ladies I was a little older than I was, but and sometimes I forget how old I am now too. All right. Anybody else have that problem? Yep. Liars. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you guys. I'm just totally kidding. All right. So, Marley, you have the next question, or do you want me to shoot?
Since with Chicago, there was a lot of reflection on how the mentee and mentor relationship was impactful. I'd like to know, since we're all around the same age group and we've actually played together in a few bands. Clap it up for our alumni bands, Atomic Lollipops, and what's the name of your band?
Parisian Girl.
Say it again.
Parisian Girl.
Give
We
it
changed the
up.
name.
Give it
used
up.
to be Scentless.
Yes. So I'd like for you to speak to the mentee relationships, the bonds that you've created with each other, and how that has created a safe space for you, or what that has given to you. What has that experience provided for you? We can start with Jaden or Atlas. Atlas picked up the mic. Go for it.
So you're asking about the relationship between other mentees?
Yes, the bonds that you've created with your fellow
peers,
mentees.
your peers,
yes, your
the bond
peers.
that you created with your peers. How was that?
It's been, I think, absolutely incredible. I've met so many people that I don't think I ever would have or ever talk to them. I'm a very introverted person. even though it doesn't look like it on stage. You get me. I have like real bad anxiety, and so the idea of going up to people on my own is like nothing. It doesn't exist in my mind. But Go-Go kind of put me in that position where I had to talk to people, and at first I hated it, but very shortly I really grew to love it, because now these people are like such a crucial part of my life, and I know that even when I'm like going off doing whatever happens, they're still gonna be in my mind. I'm still gonna be like reaching out to them like, yo, guess what I did? And I hope they do the same. It's just been like a game changer in my life, honestly.
Yeah, y'all can clap it up. Y'all can clap it up. Absolutely.
You said you could be anywhere. Are you headed somewhere? Are you're speaking as if you might not be around much longer. What's going on with that?
In how many days? 8 days, I moved to Orlando to go to UCF.
All right. Yes.
Everybody say college education.
College education.
All right. Okay, we're going to move on to Kev.
All right. So how I would describe the relationship with mentees and like the peers, I would say it's like a tight net that's like always there to catch you when you're falling down. Recently, a bunch of the band went to Interlochen, and we would have not survived that first week without each other. It was crazy, the talent that was like there. It was humbling, and we all really needed each other right then and there. Lots of crying, but we were all there for each other. You know, that's important.
Yes, clap it up. You were all there because you deserved to be there. Do you mind giving them a little bit of insight on what Interlochen is for people who don't know?
So Interlochen is like a boarding school up in Michigan, but they have this summer camp that 5 members of the Atomic Lollipops went to, and it's like really hard to get into, and it takes a lot of work, and we all got there. So yeah.
On full scholarship too. That school's expensive.
We
didn't pay. Expensive. I think they told us tuition for their academy is like $87,000. I have to pay a $600 tuition, and my parents are already like, "Well, you're gonna have to pay that because we ain't paying that." So.
Yeah. No.
Congratulations on that.
Awesome,
I'm glad that y'all had each other. Go ahead, Jaden.
Talk to us.
For me, I would say the relationship between me and my peers and other mentees, I would say it's just really satisfying to know that you have other people who are doing the same thing as you, same age as you, and just being able to root each other on and share different perspectives, you know, like when it comes to different genres of music, you know, being Nirvana fans, you know, just being able to share different opinions on things and to be able to grow from each other and play the same role as a teacher to someone who's the same age as you, same position as you, but then to also learn from them and be in the place of the student. So, yeah.
Awesome. Y'all can definitely clap it up. Clap it up.
Okay. For me, I have to think because it was a long time ago. But the fact is that I would say in common, the thing that all of us had in common would be having a person to talk to and having a person who cares for all of us, I would say, as a whole. So, yeah.
All right, beautiful. Thank you, all. Well said, well said. So I want to ask y'all a question. When is a moment that you felt really supported within Go-Go? If you want to go first, throw your hand up, and then I'm going to go ahead and point to you and go and get into it. So when is a moment that you felt really supported in Go-Go? Go ahead.
Okay, so this is also another Interlochen story. So before the auditions, I'm a guitar player, like I said. So before the auditions for this prestigious summer camp, right, I decided to climb a fence. You know what happened? I hurt my left hand, 8 stitches. in my left hand as a guitar player. It was terrifying. The auditions was in like 2 days, and I remember being in the hospital, and I'm messaging Antonio, my mentor, and I remember being so scared because I'd worked so hard to like get these songs down, and it all just got thrown out the window in like that 1 second of a dumb decision I made for like no reason. And just calling him and him like telling me to like breathe and just like everything's gonna work out, everything's gonna be okay, while I'm like looking at my left hand with 8 stitches, just horrified. And you know what? He was right. It worked out and everything was okay. I got into interlocking with one hand. So yeah, bit of a flex.
Come on, one hand. That's beautiful.
And clap it up for Antonio, your mentor. Yes!
Yeah, one time for Antonio.
Let's go.
Atlas, Jaden, or Ari? Same question.
I'll go.
When is one moment that you felt really supported, or a moment that really stuck out to you where you felt supported with being in Go-Go?
For me, I would say last year when I received the Louis Salgar Award.
Let's go.
Yeah, very big accomplishment for me. I would say just being on stage and reading my speech and just opening my heart to everyone that was there and all the people that I cared about in the room. It was a very heavy emotional experience for me, especially when talking about my parents. For those who don't know, by the time I was 11, I was without both of my parents. And my aunt, who is right there behind the camera.
Make some noise for Auntie over there.
Yeah.
Come on, Auntie.
She,
we love you. You know we love you.
Yeah. So she ended up raising me from the time I was 11 to now. And just having everyone there supporting me, rooting me on as I was literally breaking down crying. I just can't describe how happy I felt to be able to see the people who helped me all these years be there for me at one of my biggest moments in my life. So
That's beautiful. Y'all can clap it up. Congratulations on that award. You definitely deserve it.
Jaden, if you didn't already know, your fellow Nirvana fan is this year's Louis Salgar
I know.
recipient. So clap it up for 2 of our Student of the Year. All right.
for the big 4, the Fantastic Four.
Wait, all 4. Clap it up for all 4 recipients.
You too, Sleeve.
Whoops.
So Ari, same question to you. When is a moment that you just really felt supported, or a memory that sticks out to you within being in Go-Go?
Okay. Oh.
Don't lick the mic. All right. Please. Pause. Sounds weird. Go ahead.
A moment. Okay. I would say because I had a teacher who I would hang out with almost every day. His name was Antonio, as all of you guys know. And I would hang out every day, and we would just talk about talk about each other's day, and we would just talk about everything, and I mean everything, because he taught me that, people, and especially kids, can be harsh, and for a person who has a speech impediment, it hit me because it's very, very harsh.
Absolutely. So how did it feel having and knowing that Antonio was there, being able to have those conversations with you? Like, how did that feel?
I felt.
You got it. You need some tissue? I got some over here, boy. I told you, I've been crying the whole time. It's all right to cry. I just want to let y'all know this. Go ahead.
I just felt happy that I had a person to talk to because as a kid, I didn't have a lot of people to talk to. And it's just that he passed away, and it's like I can't really talk to him anymore. So it's just like. But overall, I think the most important thing was that he was there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Y'all clap it up for Ari, y'all. Clap it up for Ari, y'all. That's my guy. That's my guy right there. Yes. Absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Y'all want to say it?
Oh my God.
You too sleepy.
Wait, hold
All
on.
right, so going to that.
Before we move, I just want to say to you, Ari, that you are one of the most incredible students I've ever come across. You are so talented. You're so stylish and cool. You're funny, and you deserve everything that you get here in this space. And I just want you to know that your voice is valid, and that's why you're sitting in this chair. And we love you, and we hear you, and we see you. Okay? So you don't just have Antonio, you have all of us. All right?
So same thing. I was gonna echo those same thoughts and same sentiments. And for all of y'all that's in here, for mentees along and mentors, I could personally say I love every last one of y'all in here, and you know I love you too. You too sleep if you don't think so. But we want to make sure that we all know that you can talk to people. You do have somebody to talk to. You got my number, you just don't use it. You too sleep, okay? But yeah, really too, man, I've seen each and every one of you all progress so much, and it's been so cool to see over the amount of years, just how y'all have done, being able to Jaden, to go to your high school graduation and see you graduate was such a beautiful thing, and to see all of the community and your mentors, your aunt who has been there and stepped in, and just, it's a beautiful thing to see. The go-go community is a beautiful, beautiful thing, which is gonna segue into the next conversation, the next question that I have for you all, which is, matter of fact, did you have a question before I go into this? Nope. Okay, good. All right. Thank you. He said I set it up, right? He said we'll set it up and give it off? No. All right. Sounds great. So with that being said, have you all developed any skills that you can use outside of go-go that you learned from go-go? Take a minute, ponder on it, think about it. Stop. Get it. Go ahead. Oh yeah, you can go ahead.
The ability to have those uncomfortable conversations. When I first joined, I remember being too scared to ask, like, mentors. We would sometimes go out to eat. We'd be in places, and I was too scared to be like, hey, can I have something? and like they would just get it anyway. But it was especially built up during a summer camp where we were all working together as a group, and sometimes there would be tension. Sometimes a conversation would have to happen, and that wasn't something I'm used to doing. I grew up with Hispanic parents. I'm not the greatest at talking Spanish, so for the most part, I just sat on my little TV, played my games, and just like if something popped up, headphones on. So just being able to build that skill of, being able to ask for things, being able to, go out of my comfort zone and, if I want something, just ask.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Y'all can clap it up. It's all right. Don't be afraid to clap. Anyone else want to speak to the fact of that?
Yeah, and if not, then I do have another question.
Okay. Does anybody else want to speak to that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Any skills? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jada.
I would say for me, the main thing is becoming a better listener, just to my friends, family, other musicians, just being able to talk and, through a few words, in a conversation with anyone, just be able to get a better read of how to be there for them, and to just be there as a support role. So yeah.
Come on, man, you want to say it, man. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all clap that up. Being a support for others, y'all, that's really, really big. I don't even know. Yeah, I think them claps should have been a little stronger. But listening is a key and fundamental thing that I think a lot of us sometimes miss, because we kind of just get into things and we want to help sometimes, and we get so excited about it. That's something that I also had to learn, was to become a better listener, because I just get so excited and I want to fix right now. I want to fix right now. What is it that you got? All right, how can I help you right now? But sometimes people just need you to listen, and they can work it out just by just being able to just talk it out themselves, and to have somebody to do that. So I commend you on that, and I applaud you on that.
Did anybody
What's
else?
on you?
Yeah, did
go ahead,
anybody?
Alice.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. For me, I think Gogo's taught me a lot of things that I've changed completely as a person from when I started. But I think the number one thing that I gained through Gogo was self-respect. I was a major people pleaser, like to an unhealthy extent. In middle school, my English teacher in like 7th grade one time asked me, she asked the whole class, what do you think your purpose is in life? And I genuinely answered that woman saying, my purpose is to serve others. And I did not see what was wrong with that. To me, that was like, yeah, that's my purpose. And she was trying to be like, honey, no. And I was like, what's wrong with that? I'm helping people. Like that's what I do. And that led in a lot of relationships going poorly. That is where a lot of my I guess trauma really resides from. And through Gogo, I gradually began to see the value. It started off with me seeing the value in my singing voice, and then I realized that people wanted to listen to me off the stage. Like, it wasn't just when I was on stage that they cared. They started caring off stage as well. And it really hit me, like, what I say matters. And through that, it began with me finally telling people no. I was also raised where saying no, if somebody wanted you to do something, was selfish. Asking for anything was selfish. Wanting anything was selfish. Your job was to sit there politely and take whatever you were given and do whatever you were told. And I finally began, when people would ask me to do something I didn't want to do, I'd either voice could we negotiate on how to do this, or I'd just straight up say no, I don't want to. I got better at denying people my friendship, because then I began to realize, if these people aren't doing anything for me, I'm not going to waste my energy and my time and my mental state to give everything to them when they're not giving anything back. And to this day, I still kind of struggle with that, thinking like, is it selfish of me to want something in return? But it's not like that. I want friendship in return. I don't want anything beyond that. Anything beyond that is a bonus. And that's what led me to want to go to UCF in the first place. I wanted to just go to Miami-Dade for some, like, I wanted to be a lawyer. I straight up wanted to be a lawyer, even though music was the number one thing in my life. I was like, I'll make everybody happy if I'm just a lawyer, because that makes money, and I'll be like the family pride and joy. And Gogo like redirected me entirely and made me realize I want to be a musician. I want to go to a good college. I want to move out and do something greater. I want better relationships. I want better people. And now all of my friends are people that I have let into my life. I'm in a relationship that, after a history of getting cheated on, getting physically abused, getting assaulted, now I'm in a relationship, 2 years going on, and I am the happiest I've ever been. Like, And now I am doing what I want. Like I'm nervous, obviously, but I see myself in a future of music, and that's just complete. That made me realize that my purpose was not to serve others. My purpose was to inspire through my own respect. And there is nothing greater than inspiring people through my music, nothing greater than showing people that you can want something and you can say no, when you can do all these things and still be a good person and still get what you deserve.
Absolutely.
That's my purpose. And it's crazy to think that walking into a classroom one day with like 5 other kids and it did that for me. It's crazy to think that now.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes,
Y'all
it's
clap it
real
up, clap it up.
though.
I do want to speak to a fact that you said, and I love everything that you said, and I love that you found that self-respect. And I think the thing, and I talk with one of my coworkers about this a lot, Mr. Boyd in the back, is something called reciprocity, right? So you want to make sure that you're not overextending yourself, because there's another thing someone said to me too, it's nice to be nice. That's it, it's nice to be nice. And with that being said, you can still look out for people, but there's a difference in being kind and there's a difference in being nice too. So being kind is like, hey, I don't have the capacity for that. I can't do that. I would love to, but I just cannot. But there's also a way to be like, hey, maybe I can. And like you said, how can we talk about that? Negotiate. Just being able to have this conversation, I think is very mature of you. That's all I want to say. So go ahead. Yes, clap it up.
Everybody say boundaries.
Boundaries.
I'm really proud of you for standing up for yourself and advocating for yourself in a way, because not everybody deserves access to you if they're not going to respect you or your boundaries. So shout out to you for standing firm, 10 toes down on making sure that, you know, you come first, because that's the truth. I want to ask, because you mentioned something about your mental health. I want to ask if or how your mentor and the bonds that you've created in your bands, and with your peers and just, you know, in this Guitars Over Guns space, how it has served your mental health, if it has. Anybody want to start? Jaden, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. Firstly, I'd like to shout out Miss Natasha, wherever she is.
Let's go, Natasha! Oh, Miss Hey!
Yeah. So in the latter half of my high school career, I was in a pretty low mental place. Had a lot of things going on, anxiety, depression, mix of both. And I would have sessions with her weekly, and you know, every Wednesday, Thursday, depending on the week, we would just talk, and she would help me through a lot, and a lot of trauma involving my parents, a lot of things that I basically just stored away when I first lost my parents. She helped me uncover those things, deal with them head on, which I was putting off for years. And she allowed me to get a different perspective of myself at a time where I was still figuring out myself. So by the time I graduated, I had the clarity, you know, to assess myself and really be honest and upfront and direct with myself about how I wanted to progress in terms of, you know, dealing with my parents, anxiety, past trauma. So thank you, Ms. Natasha. I love you too.
Natasha is our Empower Mental Health and Wellness Director, so give it up for Natasha. Kevin, Ari, Atlas, anybody want to speak to it next?
Could you ask the question one more time? Just
Sure. I wanted to know how being involved with Guitars Over Guns affected your mental health, or did it have an impact on your mental health, and if so, how?
Mm-hmm. So when I first joined, I was like a little like lost in life, so I was just like kind of just breezing by. I was like, I guess this is fine. But that just led to like a lot of me not knowing what to do, and that just made me more stressed out. And also, I just don't think I was the best human being. I was very like just mean-spirited for no reason. And like being part of an organization where you're meeting a bunch of like-minded individuals, talking, making friends all the time. I feel meeting new people. I feel like that has been such a huge part in my development and just becoming a better person. You learn so many traits, like how to listen better, how to properly communicate, how to just be able to just not be like a bad person. I was trying to word that in the nicest way possible. And, respect people, show them the respect they deserve and get the same thing back. Because when you show respect, you get it back.
That's right. Say respect.
Absolutely. So, you can answer the first part of it if you like to. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hold the mic up, though. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay. How Guitars Over Guns has impacted me and has affected, I would say, as a person and also as a artist, and I have a lot to thank. I have to thank Dr. Chad Bernstein. I have to thank him.
Let's go, Chad.
I have to thank Chad because, in terms of an artist, Chad really he threw the book at me. Okay, so tiny fun fact. I thought as an artist I could just hear things out, and in terms of tunes and stuff, but Chad told me there's a lot that goes into just piano and everything else, and I'd have to read dots and reading dots line after line, but time after time. Okay. Anyway. But I have a lot to thank Chad, Tim, Antonio, my mentors, that anything's possible, and that if I am positive about it, I can overcome anything. So. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, somebody.
Let's go.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful and well said. Go ahead.
Yeah, more to add. I didn't think about it like that from a musical stance. Before, I've had so much help when it comes to musical mindset. I've talked to Antonio, Bryce, Joel. I still do. It happens. I feel to most people, when you're learning a song, you're oh man, why am I not picking this up fast enough? Why am I not able to shred like Steve Vai? Why can't I throw the guitar over my head and do a backflip while I play 50 chords? It's calm down. It's okay. There's time. It's okay to be at the level you're at. It's okay to learn at the pace you're learning. Just trust the process.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Atlas?
What didn't Go-Go do for my mental health? That's the question. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The year that I joined Go-Go halfway through the school year, and that second week of school for that year, to put it bluntly, I had made plans to kill myself. I had fully intended to go through with it. I had attempted before, and I was at a point in my life where I was truly believing nothing is going to happen, therefore there is no consequence if I'm gone. And so I mean it genuinely when I say that go-go is one of the things that saved my life. In something as simple as putting me on a stage, that changed everything, and the date started getting postponed and postponed and postponed, and then eventually I never rescheduled it. Never. Even though feeling it was a slow process, I saw it. My scars on my arms are gone. Like, they are fully healed. You cannot even see them. And I remember I had like this weird feeling when, because I was that kid that would always wear long sleeves. It would be 95 degrees outside, like 80% humidity, and I'd be in a hoodie. And people would tell me to take off my sweater, and I was like, no, I'm fine. But there was a reason why I didn't want to take it off. And I remember there was one day where I went to go to a performance, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wear a short sleeve because that venue was always hot, so hot. And in the back of my mind, I had that little thought of, you can't. And then I looked and I was like, there's nothing there. There is nothing there. There is nothing to hide. And even if it was there, there is nothing to hide.
Let's go.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Yes. That is to be celebrated. That is to be celebrated. Yes.
That's incredible. That's incredible. You deserve to be here. Go ahead.
But yeah, it and of course, I do still struggle with, I have depressive episodes. And so I still have those moments where I'm in bed and I want to get up, I want to do things, but I physically cannot. Like, I feel like people don't talk about all of the things that depressive episodes do to you. There's been times where I haven't showered for like 2-3 weeks because that's what it will do. I don't brush my teeth. I don't get up. I sit in bed. I ask my brother to bring dinner up to me. I don't eat breakfast or lunch. And if I do get dinner brought up to me, I don't eat it. And I'll feel horrible. And you have that voice in your head saying, like, do something, and you just cannot. And that still happens, of course, because there is no getting rid of it. But I will say that a lot of the times that I've been through those episodes, I have gotten up for go-go sessions. And I have gotten up for lollipop rehearsals, because even when I did not have that faith in myself, I knew there are other people that I committed, and I told them I was going to be there. Yeah. And just because I sometimes believe that I deserve to let myself fall behind does not mean that those people deserve it. And that would get me up. That would make me, admittedly, I'd get up like 5 minutes before I was about to get picked up. Sorry. I've had them wait a few times. But I, like, no matter what, no matter how long it takes me to get up, no matter if I just so happen to wake up 10 minutes before I was getting picked up, I still woke up and I still got up. And I have met so many people that have the exact same thing as me, where go-go made them wake up. I didn't want to go to school ever, and they would go to school. I would go to school just because I knew at the end of the day, I get to go to Guitars Over Guns, because that was the thing that I was able to do. And if I'm able to do that thing, then if the prerequisite to going to a go-go session was getting up and going to school, then I was going to get up and go to school, because I would do whatever it took to get to those sessions.
That is so beautiful.
Yes.
That is so beautiful.
Yes.
So, yes. With that being said, I want to ask all of you, what is something that you would say to incoming students that are coming into go-go? What would you say to them? I'll start with Ari.
Okay. I would say a piece of advice, have a open mind, I would say, and not be so in a cage. Don't be in a cage all the time. So have an open mind.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Jaden.
I would say try not to be your harshest critic. I would say whether it's, with music or just like your personal day-to-day life, try not to be as hard on yourself as you think you should be, because what I experienced was everyone in Go-Go was just supportive. So there was no, it got to a point where like I would doubt myself about, let's say, a new song I wrote, and everyone else, it would be like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you like, doubting this? So I would just say, just try not to be hard on yourself. Just cut yourself slack. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
So what I would say is, what you put in is what you get out. You get out more than you put in with Go-Go. Like, all those like hours I've spent practicing, all that time I've taken to do my best at my craft has been seen here and has been appreciated. And that's just how you keep going. You put in what you're gonna get out.
Go. All right, awesome. Thank you.
Man, there's a lot of things I'd say. This is, gotta be honest, this is a little less inspirational, but number one thing that I would say to anybody joining Go-Go is, if you're gonna commit. Because if there's one thing that this organization teaches you, it's self-accountability and accountability of others. And this is like, to in the nicest way I can put this is such an opportunity that it almost upsets me that there are so many people that just walk in whenever they want and then leave and give up, and then they take it for granted. And I feel like there is such an importance to acknowledging what you are being given. And the fact that it's not even an audition-based thing, like you can quite literally just walk in and they're going to accept you with open arms and fight to give you the world. That is such an incredible thing, especially where everything now is for money. Everything now is, do you deserve it? Do you deserve it because, I don't know, you've been through this much, or you work this hard, you slave away at doing this, and maybe we'll reward you. That's what this world is. The fact that even in student organizations, you'd think that's like only in jobs and stuff, but nope, even in student organizations, that's how they are sometimes. I've tried to join other things and they're like, oh, give us like 10,000. It's like, you give me 10,000. What you mean? I'm not doing that. Other ones are like, I mean, sure, you work hard, but we're all about equal reward. And it's like, on one hand, I understand that. On the other hand, I'm just going to work as hard as everybody else then. And this is an organization that rewards everybody and shows you how grateful they are when you put in the work and when you commit yourself. And you are going to gain so much more than just music lessons or music skills or even mental health resources. Everything that this organization offers, you're going to get even more than that if you commit. If you do not, then those opportunities will fly by you because you're not even going to be considered really part of the organization. If you want these opportunities, seize the opportunity. Do not give it up.
Oh my God, you just gonna drop the mic like that? Go ahead and do it like that.
Alice told y'all.
Okay. So listen, guys, we're coming up on time. So I want to ask you guys. We're gonna bunch it up into like 2 little questions, and y'all can go straight on down the line. I want y'all to shout out a mentor, okay? for our core values.
For one core value. You all
One
been
core
here all
value,
week.
exactly. Pick whatever core value. Y'all know the core values, right? Do y'all know them? Do we need to pull the paper up? Where the core values at?
I'd like a paper.
It's over there in the back. You said what? You too sleep. We're going to bring them up here so everybody can see them.
Also,
so the people on the podcast can see too. Does that sound all right? Make some noise, make some noise.
Does it have to be only one mentor?
So the core values, put them right over there. You have expect excellence, embrace failure, youth first. Relationships are everything. Embrace your weird and find joy. So I want you to shout out one mentor for any of those things that you have there. And the last thing is, what advice would you give to your future self? There you go. Y'all got it? Was that too much? You want me to say it one more time?
Let's start with the mentor shout
Sounds
out.
good.
Okay.
Let's actually
Core
close
values.
with that.
Let's do it.
Okay. Oh, you're starting with me.
No, anybody.
Oh.
You sound like you got it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay. A mentor. Our boss, Chad.
There we go.
For what?
All of them, actually. All of them. I know. It's only pick. Only
You can't
one,
cheat.
But all of them. I'm gonna cheat.
All
I'm gonna cheat all of them.
He said one page. He picked the whole page. Okay, all
Chad,
right.
for all the core values. Wonderful. All right. Jaden, you can shout out one of your mentors for one of these core values here.
I would say Jean-Paul Guyot for embracing your weird, because I remember,
Definitely Gene.
because he really just made sure, like when I first started making music and then also getting into recording it, he always made sure that if I ever like doubted myself on like, oh, is this like too out there? Is this too, experimental? He'd be like, no, it's fine, it's great. So, yeah.
Definitely. Shout out to Gene. We love you, Gene. You know what's funny? Funny story. Gene actually would always say to me every time we're gonna do music, he said, "Let's get weird, baby." So yeah, embrace your weird. So go ahead.
If I have to just pick one, I'd say Antonio for Youth First.
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
let's go,
Absolutely.
Antonio.
Why?
I mean, lollipops wouldn't be a thing. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Youth First. So.
Beautiful. All right, clap it up. Come on.
And finally, Atlas.
If Ari gets to cheat, I get to cheat too. So, mentor-wise, definitely Antonio, J. Martin, Bryce. And for the core value, I'd have to say relationships are everything. During summer camp, I felt so like every time we were not practicing, everybody was off in their own thing. And I specifically remember talking to Bryce a lot of the time. And I have this really bad habit of when I talk to adults, I think, oh God, they think I'm annoying. And I'm like wasting their time. And I did not feel that once with him. And I still don't, even when I go on my little yap sessions. With JMR, it's so weird. I thought you were like way older than me at first, and then you said how old you were, and I was like, that makes sense too, because I relate to you on so much. Your humor is incredible, and you just made me feel safe in a million ways. And you helping me record my song the other day that I never thought would get done. That was like one of the safest studio sessions I've ever had in my life. We watched the first episode of Arcane together in the middle of recording. like I never would have even recommended the thought of taking a little food break to watch a show in the middle of a recording session. I would have been like, okay, let's just get this done so I can get out. But it didn't feel like I'm getting work done. It just felt like we're just making music, we're making art, and we're hanging out. And it felt great. And Antonio, I've already told you this. You are like my second father. I have a really bad history with adult male figures. And genuinely, when I remember the first time that you really stuck out to me was during the whole like Born This Way Foundation collaboration, where I had like a mini anxiety attack, and you pulled me aside and you gave me a croissant that I really wanted. and why are you clapping for the croissant? And you
Sometimes you just need a croissant.
and you told me that everything is okay and that there was a reason why I was picked to be there. And that was like two years ago, maybe? And ever since then, I have just trusted you more and more and more, and I felt safe with you to an extent where I know for a fact that if anything happens while I'm in college, you're gonna be one of the first people I text. In Interlochen, when I was like panicking, crying, because I thought I was gonna get dropped from my college classes, I called him. And he reassured me at like 8 p.m. over the phone for like an hour straight. And I think that was why I was able to sleep that night. Genuinely, you are not just a father to me, but to so many of the students you work with. And like, till the day I die, I'm gonna see you as a father.
Shout out to Antonio. Let's give it up for the Miami alumni. I said, let's give it up for the Miami alumni.
They're gonna know how short I am.
1, 2, 3, back. On behalf of Guitars Over Guns, we want to say thank you so much for sitting through our very first podcast episode, either Go-Go Pod or Choose Your Sound Podcast. We don't know yet. But
Choose your pod.
Choose your go-go
Choose
pod.
Your pod.
That was Kevin's idea. I stole it.
I'm gonna give it to Zaya for the closing remarks. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yep. Didn't they? 1, 2, 3. Didn't they do an amazing job? Absolutely. And that wraps up our Go-Go Pod. A huge thank you to our amazing alumni for their heartfelt stories and invaluable assets. Your experiences, reflections truly highlight the transformative power of mentorship and the lasting impact of Go-Go. An additional thanks to our hosts, MJ and Jay Howard. As we close today's episode, I want to express my gratitude to all the listeners. We hope you found inspiration and a deeper understanding of the incredible journeys of our alumni. Thank you once again for tuning in. This is Zaya signing off as your alumni coordinator. Until next time, keep rocking and stay inspired. Thank you.